All right, welcome to the smoky side of spice. Today we're turning up the heat, not just in flavor, but in the smoke ring game. If you thought the chili was just a pot and a stove, prepare to have your taste buds and your funny bone blown. Grab your smokers, your gloves, and maybe an extinguisher because today's chili isn't just hot, it's smoking. We're doing some Dogface Chili. Let's get to cooking. It's going to be a meaty and a hearty batch. So we're going to have one 7-ounce chipotle with juice. Going to have a 28-ounce crushed tomatoes. We're going to have 2 of those cans. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to have 2 14-ounce cans of Italian diced tomatoes with juice. And then we're going to have a 2-pound chuck roast that I'm going to sear. You can use brisket. You can use any other type of meat. I'm also going to have about 1.5 pounds of hamburger and Jimmy's Hot Dean sausage. And then we're going to have 3, count them 3. 1, 2, 3 red onions. 3 red onions. A lot of onions, but we're going to break them down. We're going to saute them out. And it's going to be mwah! Okay, as I mentioned, we're going to be dicing up 3 onions. Right now I've got the chuck roast searing on the Blackstone. When it's all together, I'm going to open up all these cans. I don't think I need to film that. We're going to put it in a big old pot. Big old pot right here. And then it's going to go on the Blackstone on super smoke for about 8 hours. So uncovered, 170 degrees, 8 hours. It's going to get... Here's a little tip around cutting onions. I think most everybody knows how to cut an onion. But I'm going to show it anyway because, why? Because I can, and it's my video. So, make sure you have yourself a sharp knife, and you got to peel it first. So once you get it peeled, you're going to take your fancy little knife, and you're going to cut the end off, just that end there. You're going to leave the root ball, okay? Now, on the root ball, you're going to cut it in the middle, like such. Now what you're going to do, you see this, see if we, there we go. See all the lines on the onion? We're just going to take our knife and we're just going to go down each line. Go down each line and then we're going to come across and we're going to chop it that way. Super small. It's going to make great diced onions and it's going to keep everything all together with that little root ball. Pro tip, you can see I cut them nice and smooth around each line. So you're going to come down here and we're just going to dice them up nice and easy. Make sure your knife's sharp. My wife got me this knife. I think she got it on the TikTok shop actually, but it is super sharp. It's called the, I forget what, the Matsudo knife. So the other thing you want to do is you want to keep your little booger hookers out of there, right? You just keep them right back. So knife goes on the edge. Right there. If you have a sharp knife, you're going to cut yourself. And if you cut yourself, it just like kills the moment because then you have like blood on your cutting board and you got to like, depending on how bad it is and whatnot. But see how super fine those are? Yeah, looking good. Let's go. I'm on onion number 3 and I can't see S-I-H-I in the T. I got an idea. My eyes are burning. This is the only way you can keep it from getting your eyes watered is by wearing a Scuba Steve mask. Let's go! All right, as you can see, I've got it all rolling here. Got my hamburger, I got my sausage, I got my chopper. This is the official term, it's called a chopper. Some people call it a pastry cutter, which is what it's normally called, but I like this one here because it's sharp on both sides, and I like using the chopper because then I can get it all just mixed around. I'm going to get a nice crust on that bad boy. I'm going to chop it up and put it in the big old pot. All right, as you can see that nice little crust forming? That's all we're doing. We're really not cooking, per se, the hamburger and the sausage. We're just getting a nice crust. Okay, I left that one on there a little too long, but we want a nice crust over it. You want medium heat. Medium heat. Rarely should you go ripping on a Blackstone and going high heat. Medium heat. Because once this Blackstone or cast iron gets hot, a lot of residual heat. A lot of residual. Burn stuff. Okay, we're still going to cook. All right, I got my scooper. Again, it's the official term. Scooper. Scoop it out. put it in the pot. Scoop it out, put it in the pot. All right, we have it all in the pot. It's all stirred up goodness. And everybody's like, but Dogface, where's your spice? What spice? So, this is a spice I use from Meat Church. Meat Church chili spice. You can make your own spice. But remember, this is all about simple. This is simple. This is easy. This is for the backyard cook. So anybody can do it. I make my own spice. I've got a batch of my own spice. But I love this Meat Church stuff. So I'm going to do 4.5 tablespoons. 4.5 tablespoons. Just dump it right in there. The package on Meat Church calls for like 6.5 for their recipe. Super hot. Don't do 6.5 unless you really like it hot. I do 4.5. It's got a nice bite, nice kick to it. You can always heat it up later with some jalapenos or whatever. But then the other thing I do is I do one dark beer. The darker the better. This time I'm going to go with Sticky Hands from Block 15. Sticky Hands is a super good beer. There we go. Oh yeah. Get some. All right. You need 2 beers. 1 to go in there and 1 to go in there. All right. Mixing it all up. Mix it, mixy, mixy. Okay, so we're on the Green Mountain again. We're about 270. I do cherry pellets. You can pretty much do anything you want. Some people do hickory. Some people do mesquite. I do cherry. I just like the flavor of cherry. And we're going to let it go for about 8 hours. Let's go over some tips and tricks. Okay, pro tip time. So when you get it all in the pot, and the pot goes into the smoker, look at the recipe. Figure out, make sure you got everything. I forgot the garlic, so I had to throw in about 4 tablespoons of garlic. So remember, add 4 tablespoons of garlic. So with that being said, smoker goes on for 8 hours. I let it rip the whole 8 hours uncovered. Some people cover it, some people don't. I don't. I like it really smoky. You can even do this in a crock pot. Super simple. My friend down in Southern Oregon, he does it in a crock pot. Super simple. So some pro tips. If you're going to use a Blackstone or any cast iron, start on medium heat. Okay, you don't want it to be on full bore. You're going to burn stuff. If you burn it, it's an expensive mistake. Okay. Now sear everything. Don't put it all in raw. Make sure it's all seared, and then chop up into bite-sized pieces. Bite size. I break down the onions. Make sure the onions are translucent when you put it in there. And other than that, a beer. Don't really use a light beer. Darker the better. Guinness works well. I didn't have it, so I had the Sticky Hands, and it works well. Anything dark, a dark IPA. For those that are non-alcoholic, you want a non-alcoholic beer, same thing. Just get a dark non-alcoholic beer. Other than that, please give it a shot. Try it out. Comment. And let me know what you think. All right? Just out here just supporting people. Let's go. Let's have fun. Woohoo! All right. We've been rolling for about 7.5 hours, and this is looking delicious. Delicious. Good and chunky. Good and broken down. Let's go ahead and put on a little, see what we got here. It's really hot because it's coming right out of the smoker. Holy cow. Holy cow. That is tasty. We'll see you in the next cook.